week, we like to kick things off by going around the table, which is where we talk about something new, fun, and noteworthy about our weeks. Patrick, you seem smiley, so why don't we let you kick things off?
I will, absolutely. You know,
You're
really
super giggly. You're super giggly tonight. Like you have like a crazy amount of extra energy. I can't wait to see how this pans out for the podcast.
Poorly. I'm a kid. I'm a girl with a secret. So one thing I wanted to say, I had this thought after last week's episode because we were talking about a lot of the cool people we ran into in Austin during like MondoCon and around that, and we did not mention that we went to Alamo Draft House, and we also ran into Red. What's his name?
The Uncle Red.
The Uncle Red,
yes.
Ryan Walker.
I can only think of Red because I watched a lot of Orange is the New Black, and now that one word sticks out so much.
Ironically, he's very similar to her in that he's
Russian.
a white man with a large red beard and a ton of tattoos.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing. Dude is way cooler than any of us. That's what I learned.
Well,
there's some people you just look at and go,
Sure.
I'll never do that. I'll never be that guy. He's one of them. So yeah, it was very. So I wanted to shout out him, but I have a super cool thing to show you this week. So I was actually on Hero Complex because I was trying to get find out the names and everything. I didn't want to mess up, and I noticed there is a Vance Kelly Stranger Things print that's still available on Hero Complex, and it's beautiful.
What?
So if you haven't, it's called ST by Vance Kelly, and I'm telling you, like, I want to see how many they have left because it's just, they still have a lot. They still have like 275 of these prints left, but I'm telling you, like, it's a beautiful print. It's 24 by 36. You're gonna dig it. So check that out. Look that up. But I wanted to show you another Vance Kelly print, and this is called "You Got the Wrong Guy, Pal." And this is a variant, and it's a Blade Runner print that I'm not sure if you guys remember. This was an NYCC 2017 release. I'm going to show it to you guys. So here it is.
Did you get it? Patrick, where'd you go? We can't hear you on the microphone anymore. This is an audio-only format.
Oh, this is
I have
bad.
to take my headphones off. Hold on.
Okay, so I guess we're having to narrate this. We're doing half of his job.
Yep, this
right
is
now.
great. You're doing great, man. Cool. Opening the poster.
Maybe could have taken out. Maybe could have taken out the paper
It's
earlier.
upside down. It's
huh?
upside down. It's upside down. Oh, there it is. Oh, is that metallic? He can't hear. I don't know why.
He can't hear you at all. Yeah,
That
it
was
looks
great.
metallic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Vance Kelly. It probably is some kind of funky ink.
Ooh, that looks good. Even like that third that we just saw.
Yeah,
But
he did a terrible. I hope he did a better job showing it to the YouTube camera.
Yeah.
That is so tough to do and like not bend or like mess up the print. But anyway,
Oh my gosh.
which one are you saying, oh my gosh, to?
The Don't Cross the Streams by Vance Kelly is also available.
Well, there's also the one you've got Elfana or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Listen, if you haven't looked up Vance Kelly on Hero Complex Gallery, there's a lot of just
No. I have. I just didn't realize that was available again.
I think he was saying that to the general population.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like Elfano, which is a beautiful print. Andrew, don't you have that?
Yeah, it's right here. It's black light. If I move this out of the way, or this way, it's right here. You can't really see it very well. It's all blurred out. Thanks, Depth of Field. It's from Pan's Labyrinth, and it's beautiful. It's black light ink.
Did you get the variant, Patrick? Is that the variant?
This is the variant, yes. So I just checked. There's like 18 of the variants remaining. So anyway, it's a Blade Runner print. This was released for NYCC. This is what they have left over. Again, less than 20 of these available right now, and it's just a really beautiful print. But in general, Hero Complex Gallery, they have again, all this Vance Kelly stuff that they have listed. Just some.
Oh, they have an American Horror Story Asylum that he did. Don't Cross the Streams? Oh my God!
Exactly.
I know.
Luke,
I
how
can't
have
afford
you
it
not
right now.
already owned this?
I can't afford it right now.
It's just every now and then, because like we see the stuff that comes and goes, the stuff that sells really well and sells out, and sometimes there are things that sell out that you kind of feel like, that one's like, it's hard to understand the attraction. The flip side is sometimes there are things that don't sell out that just you can't make sense of.
Yeah.
And this Ghostbuster thing is really
it's
good.
Stupid.
This Stranger Things, this Ghostbusters, there's just several of these that this work is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome stuff. So if you haven't checked out Hero Complex, go check it out. Specifically, check out this Vance Kelly stuff.
Yeah.
His Goonies piece is really great too. Why am I not seeing the Stranger Things?
It's farther down on the right.
There it is. I see it. I remember seeing this on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Gosh, that Goonies piece is good also. Man.
And all those Thor Ragnarok pieces that he did, the 5 portraits are just insanely good.
Like they're good here, but in person they were just nuts.
Yeah.
All right. Snuts. So anyway, great stuff. So that's basically the new thing is that print that I got in. I have a couple other pieces that I haven't had time to like break out and take a look at. So I will refrain. I don't know who the artist is, and I would hate to like misinformation. So I'll refrain from showing those. The other thing this week, which I'm just going to go and speak for all of us, is that we recorded with SquaredCo again this week. So there's some episodes coming out. They're not coming out till after Thanksgiving, but it's each of us individually talking about our history with the show, our history with each other, how we basically podcast and not kill each other, which is a pretty big...
A very different interview than mine, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said mine was much
we just
better
talked
than
about
yours.
Disney the whole time.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. So we're all answering the same question. So basically, you get to hear our 3 perspectives
Most of
on
the same
game
questions. I got asked at least one question that they said, we didn't ask the other guys this.
It was it.
I told Luke about it. It's pretty fun.
Okay, well then I'll wait. I also know that Luke made it the entire episode without mentioning that one thing, but I mentioned it and they were shocked. See, that's called a teaser. So now people have to go listen to know what that one thing was.
So I'm going
to have you tell me what that one thing is later.
No, Luke, he was just saying nonsense. That's what it is.
No,
there really is a thing that they said. This is the most interesting thing. I'm fixated on this. I cannot believe Luke didn't bring this up.
Yeah, now I don't believe you.
Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. All right.
Yeah. But anyway,
they opened my conversation with that. I don't know if it will make it to air, but they opened the conversation with that. Move on.
Fun time. Jared Mariyama and Mark Morris. They're just blast. Fun answering the question. So go check that out. Definitely. Give it a listen when it comes out. It'll be sometime after Thanksgiving. So Andrew, you can
go. So typically during this time, I like to talk about things that I've gotten. This week is going to be different because all of the things are not to be getting. I ripped like everything down out of my office. Not in my studio, obviously, because you can see this. But my office at work is pretty well bare at this point. I brought a bunch of toys home. They're all sitting off camera over here, and a bunch of art is laying on the floor back here in the frames. Because we found out that we have to buy our house or find a new place to live very suddenly and abruptly. And when you're not planning on buying a house, you need to do something to make money. So so that's my week has been a lot of like, okay, really, what do I want?
Sure.
What is the piece or pieces? What are the pieces that I have to absolutely that have some kind of deep connection? And I'm really down to the point now where if it doesn't have a personal connection, like it's from somebody that we've had on the show or somebody that's in our community, or if I don't have some kind of personal story with it, like the journey to get it or, whatever, then it just has to go.
Yeah.
But that's a fun place. I mean, in a weird way, that's a fun place to be at, that you have that many pieces that you have that level of connection with.
Sure. To prune... It's pruning. It's pruning a well-established plant so that it can grow and blossom. So
triple
that's
or
been my week.
In the future.
I don't have a lot more to say. It's been crazy. It's been hectic. I've been trying to capture in the few spare moments of extra time I've had these last couple weeks. I've just been trying to get power moons. I did get the skeleton body on Super Mario Odyssey. Which is so fun. It's really, really neat. You can put any hat on him.
Nice.
So he's a full skeleton with a mustache, and then you can put any hat on him.
And that's like 9,999 coins or something?
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a few.
Yeah, there's a lot. So I'm actually I have a challenge going with Cooper. If you're new to the show, Cooper is my 7-year-old son. He he is trying to beat me to 500 power moons, essentially getting to the darker side of the moon.
Sure.
He said if he can get there first, whoever gets there first gets, what is it? Whoever gets there first gets a bowl of ice cream, and whoever gets there last gets a cake in the face.
I like this
Where
a
are
lot.
you at? Where are you at right now?
So I'm at 409 power moons. He's at 440.
Oh, cake in the face.
And I'm going
I'm
out
at
of
405.
You are at 405?
Yeah,
Okay.
But I don't want to take away your opportunity to get a cake in the face. I don't want to be a scapegoat for you. Because I want to join this, but I shouldn't.
Oh, no, you should. You can't. Like, what are we going to do? We're not going to ship you a cake and say, hey,
You
make sure you smash this in your own face.
No, I'm pretty sure we can make that happen.
But here's what's funny. Cooper said, I don't even care if I lose, because if I get a cake in the face, then I still have cake. Like, he stacked his own
smart.
deck.
See, that's how you know your son is a pessimist. I know, an optimist and not a pessimist.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you
Exactly.
know.
It's also how I know he's going to make a great attorney someday. So that's it. That's been my week, Luke. Take it.
Yeah. Okay. So this week I watched a really interesting documentary on Hulu. I watched Obey Giant, and it's kind of the story of Shepard Fairey, kind of like where he started up until the last couple years. And it was really good. It was shot well. It was good to hear. I never really heard any interviews with him. Like I'd heard like maybe one-off like 5 or 10 minute things from like, some like magazine or promo thing. But this was extended conversation of just, how he got to where he is, his home life growing up, how he sees his art, how he kind of fell into the whole, the scene in general. From just starting making stickers and trying to find a imagery that kind of stands out and that like kind of silhouetted or shadow like duotone kind of face portrait. And then talked about the whole controversy with the Hope poster and how all the copyright and licensing things that he went through on that. To getting arrested.
The Hope poster, you're talking about
the
Barack Obama.
Hope poster, yeah. He got arrested for like vandalism, some of that stuff, and then it said at the end of the documentary, it said as of the making of this, he was facing more charges for vandalism in Detroit.
He was a street artist, right? So a lot of street artists have to deal with that,
right? But the weird thing about him is a lot of his stuff, even like leading up to the Hope poster and since then, has been solicited street art where people will contact him and be like, "Hey, we have spots if you want to fill it."
Charleston is one of the cities that did that.
Right.
Last time I was in Charleston, which it's been a bit, he was actually going through and yeah, they had asked him to come and basically tag buildings around town, which is what he was doing.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, but there's instances where he's invited to do that, but then he kind of goes off the grid outside those boundaries and will tag other things and end up getting in trouble.
That's just more of just his personality of like, he talks about wanting to make sure it's a place that sticks out of a place where you see, whether it's 4 stories up on the end of a fire escape, like on the door of the fire escape, if you look through a corridor of buildings, you see that up high, and that's what your eye's drawn to. So he'll look for those kind of spots. But it was really interesting. Like the dude seems completely like, down to earth for being this kind of huge personality in the design world. The resume of the stuff he's done is just nuts to think about. But he seems like a really cool dude. I'm not sure what's going on with the stuff in Detroit. I don't know if that's like, we're past that now. I'm not sure when the documentary was released. I think it was within the last year, but it was really good.
I think it was.
It was shot well, and it's definitely entertaining. So if you want, I knew really nothing about him except, he had a clothing label and he did the Hope poster, and that's kind of all I knew. But it was cool to see like more of where the Obey Giant like came from. Like the Giant is Andre the Giant was his moniker. Like he used that for kind of how he started. Like that was his first icon that he made.
Sure. Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure Mark Brickey interviewed him.
I think so.
Last year or something like that.
Sure.
So you could probably find a conversation.
Yeah, if you want to pay for it.
As a Circle of Trust member. Yep.
Right. But yeah, it was really good. So that was really it. I saw a movie that we're going to talk about later. So I'm good. It's been a good week.
Okay. Well, then let's wrap up the Around the Table. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out our Master Category episode that is coming right after this one. And you can find us on mofonepodcast.com, where you can find links to some of the stuff we talked about in this episode. Make sure you connect with us on social media. Just search M of One Podcast. You can also find us on Patreon to help support the show. Go to patreon.com/M of One Podcast. And then join us in our Slack channel, right, Patrick? I mean, there's lots of people in there talking day in and day out. How do you find a community like that, Patrick?
Totally. And just go to mofonepodcast.com/Slack and join the conversation there. I mean, there are, in the near future, we're going to be putting together some of those stories, but there are people that genuinely, that the course of their personal and professional lives are different now because of their interaction they've had with other artists, community members, etc. The other thing is share the show. I mean, you come here, you listen to it every week. I mean, you like the content. Tell other people about it. Make a post about it. Grab the artwork. Grab whatever. Tweet a quote. Whatever it is. Share the show with people so other people can be influenced as well and join this big family that we have.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great time. I think that's all we need to say for now. Make sure you listen on iTunes and subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on YouTube, give the video a like, give it a share, drop a message in the comments below. Let us know you're listening. Let us know what questions you may have. Otherwise, just hang out with us. We want to be friends with you. But for now, we're going to get out of this episode. I'm Andrew.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Luke.
Peace out.
Bye.
Hold on to your butts.